Hey, everybody out there in Sac County.
Welcome to the Attack of the TheSacNews.
You've got to open the show with a swear word.
Hey, sometimes it just slips out, man. I can't help it
You're listening.
if I'm a free spirit.
You're listening to the, oh God, I almost did it.
See? See? It's not so easy.
You're listening to Attack of the TheSacNews,
Yes, you are.
and that is Alex Barnes,
And that is Curtis Blaze.
and we're going to tell you a little bit about what happened today in Sac County, Iowa. Oh my God! Just quit that. What the hell? What the hell even was that?
It's just making throat sounds.
Oh man. Yeah, I can just imagine what people are going to say you're doing to me. Oh, quit it. A lot of meetings tonight. Sac City Council,
Yes.
Auburn City Council,
Mm-hmm.
Wall Lake City Council,
Indeed.
Kids World.
Yeah.
Did you go to Kids World?
No, I did not.
Neither did I. How'd they fall through the cracks?
I don't know.
Well, we'll find out tomorrow
It's
what's
a
going
mystery.
on there. Let's go ahead and talk about the Sac City Council right now. Did anything happen?
Yes and no. Like, stuff happened, but it wasn't really interesting.
Oh, it was one of those nights, huh?
Yeah.
The agenda looked kind of boring, to be honest.
It was. And they pretty much sped through everything.
Okay, let's do this. What was the most interesting thing that happened?
They moved some furniture around.
Oh, really?
Yes. They said it took about 8 people to move the that big, almost half circular desk.
The big chair was moved, or the big council table
the big
was moved.
council table.
Where did they put it?
They pretty much just moved it to like the side, kind of like turned it 90 degrees.
Do you know your directions?
No, I do not. Is
Okay.
this my left or my right?
When you walk in the door,
Yeah.
and the council table is always to your right,
Yeah.
where is the council table now?
To my forward.
Weird.
Yeah.
Wow.
Or I should say to my forward and slight right.
So like there's sort of some windows over there.
Yeah.
It'd be the east side.
It's up against where like
They moved the whole table.
yeah.
So it's now like in the corner facing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, facing the door.
Crazy. You got to be looking at their backs.
Sort of, kind of, like not really. I mean, like the person on the edge towards nearest the audience is really the only person whose back is kind of towards you.
Did they kind of say what's up?
Otherwise, if you're looking at them, you're kind of looking at them sideways. So
Wait, let me get my mind wrapped around this. So like as you're looking at the table, Jim Johnston is the person on the left. No, I'm sorry. The chief of police is most to the left. And
most to their left, most to your right, right?
most to your left is the chief of police, and most to
But the
your
chief
right.
of police was over here.
Oh, they moved him?
No, he sat there because by the time he got there, somebody was already sitting in his seat.
Is this a permanent move?
Oh no, it should. I think they said it would only last about 2 weeks.
Oh, weird. Did they say why?
The main reason, from what I understood, was that it was because of the interviews. In case anybody needed to use the projector, because the wall that the door is against is the only one.
These are the engineer.
Yeah.
Okay, the engineers. Oh, for people that don't know, the engineers were coming in tonight. Sac City is fixing the city streets, and they had about 14 engineers, from which they narrowed that down to about 3 engineers, and they were supposed to come in tonight, according to the agenda, and give their presentation about what their plans were, what their vision was for fixing Sac City streets.
And indeed, they did.
We'll talk about that though when we get more information. What happened first?
Well, first, let's see. One council person wasn't there.
Oh, let me guess. No, I'm going to guess. Stop me if I'm wrong. Either Gary Hansen or Jim Johnston.
Well, you haven't technically guessed wrong yet.
One of them was not present.
One of them was not present.
That's my guess.
Yeah,
that's my guess. Which one was it?
It was Johnston.
Of course. He has well, actually he's been getting better at showing up at city council meetings.
Yeah.
Not very good at the committee appointments though. But whatever. I'm going to assume the next thing was they approved the claims, but nobody talked about what the total was.
Well, no, not the total. They pretty much just they recited the name of the claim and how much that claim was, and then they moved to approve, and then seconded, and then approved. And then they moved on to the next one. They didn't talk about a total.
Naturally. So the next thing on the agenda is, all the water treatment plant project. I'm going to go ahead and take a guess at how this went, and you tell me if I'm right.
You go right ahead.
Looking at the agenda, what we have is drawdowns of CDBGs and SRF's loan money. So it's going to go something like this. The council approved about $124,000 in bills to Snyder and Associates and Erickson Construction for construction at the wastewater treatment plant. 10,000-ish of that was paid by a community development block grant, and over $100,000 was a loan from the state revolving fund. Doing the math, $124,000 was for construction costs at the wastewater treatment plant.
Bingo.
God, I hate doing numbers on the radio, man.
Yeah.
That's the worst. Anyway, hey, so what that means is there's over $100,000 that the council took out in loans tonight to pay for the wastewater treatment plant. Enjoy that water bill. What happened next?
Next, the council approved a Class 3 or C liquor license with a outdoor service and Sunday sales for the Sac City Bowling Center.
Blah, blah, blah. I'm assuming the chief of police said something like, no problems, go ahead and give him the license.
Chief of police wasn't there yet.
Oh, nice.
He didn't. I think he arrived sometime, or was he there? I'm not sure. He arrived kind of late.
So this next piece on the agenda is kind of intriguing. Bobby Wells noise permit. What was that about?
They needed to approve a permit for a band for a wedding.
Oh, okay.
Mazel tov.
And I assume it got approved.
Yep, real quick.
Did the Wells show up in person to ask for it?
There were some people there that I'm assuming were the Wells.
Wow,
but
assuming they're the Wells.
I can't be certain.
Okay, fair enough. Then what we have, geez, this really is a light agenda. Laura Murray's resignation from the park board. Earl Hardesty to the library board.
Approved.
Consideration of hiring Jesse Pudens and Jessica Osborne as pool subs.
Double approved.
Wow. And need more research to find out exactly what the engineering firms did tonight at the council. Do you remember if they hired anyone?
I do not.
You don't remember if they hired anyone?
For the engineering thing?
Yeah.
No, I don't think they did. I'm not sure though.
It's kind of a big deal.
Well, I think what they're doing is they're still narrowing it down. Like that might be why they said 2 weeks. Like next time they'll only have 2 of them in or something.
Oh.
I don't know. I'm just guessing on that.
That sounds weird to me. Maybe they're going to make the decision in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That'd probably be more accurate. Did you hear any numbers at all from any of them?
Not really. Well, yeah, I think one of them said like $1.5 million.
1.5. 1.5, 2 would have been my guess. So it's going to be in the. That's for engineering, by the way. Anyone listening, that's for engineering, not for the whole cost. So tonight at the Auburn City Council meeting, they did this really strange thing.
Were they all wearing like hoods or or bat masks, elk masks,
No,
jackal masks.
no, it wasn't the nude.
No.
It wasn't the Auburn City Council's version of the movie
nude
The Nude Vampire. No,
because that would be strange.
there's been this issue going on since about April, where the fire department wants to be able to use their new meeting room for personal parties and what have you, get-togethers, for free. So it's their building. They did the fundraising for it. The city did some of it. And the fire department wants to use it for free.
Well,
Oh, go on.
Well, who owns it?
Well, the city owns it.
Well, I think they're kind of out of luck then, aren't they? I mean, they did pay for it, but if it's a city building, then I think they've kind of got no argument.
Well, you've got to understand the emergency workers in Auburn and the city council of Auburn are kind of not very friendly to each other lately, or this year, or in the last year. There's a lot of tension there. Two of the emergency workers are on the city council. One of them is pretty outspoken, Justin Potoff, or Dustin? Nope, Justin Potoff. He's pretty outspoken, and the council basically created these rules of ethics, just so they could like hammer him with it. At least it's my impression that they did. I'm sure they'd claim differently. So when someone makes a face or raises their voice or whatever, they get like a hit. I don't know exactly what it is, except some of their duties are taken away from them.
Like
as a punishment, you're not.
System?
No, the way I understand it is, if you get a hit, if you get an ethics hit, or you do something that, I don't know, basically pisses the mayor off, what happens is you're not allowed to, as far as I can tell, serve on a committee. Like, some of your duties are taken away. You get less power.
That seems kind of odd.
So apparently in April, the city council meeting was pretty heated. People were yelling at each other. Potoff claims that people were making faces at him. The mayor claims that he was making faces at other people. It was just kind of a...
And you didn't have
kind of a meltdown. No, I wasn't there.
Uh-huh.
No. A bunch of people the night before were like, "Oh, you got to go to the Auburn City Council meeting tomorrow night.
And
it's going to be great."
You're just like,
and I'm just like, I don't have anyone to cover a wall leg. I just got to go do my thing.
That's it.
And
that's a shame.
What it was? Oh no, the same night. What was going on? What was going on is that the Lakeview City Council, or the Lakeview Planning and Zoning, had this very contentious thing going on. Okay, I'm going off track here, but check this out. Okay, in Lakeview, there's this junkyard. Are you aware of this place?
I'm not.
It's Raritan's Junkyard. They what they do is they sort of store cars.
I might know
and they
about
like sell
it, but
parts
I don't.
on eBay.
I never knew that's what it was called or anything like that.
Okay, well, it's kind of out by the highway.
Yeah, I've probably seen it
on sort of the north side, out by the high school.
Like there's a
big green fence,
and then there's a bunch of cars and stuff
right.
like that.
So what happens is they've got a bunch of cars in there, and they sell parts online, but the turnover's not extremely huge. Like mostly the cars sit. So what's going on is, like, for the last 20 years, every council that's ever come on, every mayor has always run on, "I'm going to clean up Raritan's," and it turns out they are a legitimate business, but a very slow turnover business. So what the current mayor has done, Mayor John Westergaard, he's figured out a way to rezone the thing from industrial, which is a junkyard, to commercial, which would not allow a junkyard. And as long as this Raritan family keeps their junkyard in the family, they get to keep the junkyard.
Yeah.
It'll be grandfathered in. But if they don't do any business in 6 months or a year, then the council could conceivably shut them down.
Define business.
Well, that's kind
like,
of the
is
thing.
that like, would a sale of any kind count?
Well, yeah, I think it would.
Then it shouldn't be that hard, really.
Well, except that what I've heard is that they are kind of, the mayor is kind of moving forward on some sort of behind the scenes stuff to kind of go after them. I mean, you got to understand. I don't know how people feel about Raritan's in Lakeview, but every council has run on making them get cleaned up. Like, 2 councils ago, their deal was, you've got to build this fence and put all of your crap inside the fence.
And then they did that?
And they did that. And, like, the last issue was they had some stuff stored on the outside of the fence. So they were made to move that stuff inside the fence.
And they did that?
And they did that. And then the most recent thing that happened actually was there were some trailer houses outside of the fence, and the city actually knocked them down.
So really,
they came in with the bulldozers and stuff, knocked them down.
So really, the only problem was they kept putting stuff outside the fence.
Well, there's some stuff outside the fence, and there's just some issues with trees. I mean, there's stuff that's part of the ordinance, and there's nothing really was invented, but it's all, there's a little bit of maybe not selective enforcement, but there's a lot of, choosing to enforce it there.
Picking and choosing.
Well, you can't even really say that because,
Nitpicking.
Lakeview is pretty hard ass on everybody. If they've got something that's out of code, they'll go after them.
Yeah.
Raritan's are kind of a special case because they're this junkyard that started in the 50s or whatever, and they're feeling picked on. And it's hard to tell without knowing what's in the minds of the council itself whether they're really being picked on. It's certainly true that every council goes after these people. But I don't know. I guess we'll see how it shakes out. Where was I? What was I talking about? Oh, I was talking about Auburn, right? Talking about Auburn?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. So what's going on in Auburn is these firemen, they want to use this meeting, and they okay. I remember what's going on now. Okay. So they created these ethics things. How did we get
I don't know.
to the junkyard
I can't remember.
in Lakeview? Oh yeah, because people said that I should go to this meeting in April.
Oh yeah. Wow.
And I did it because I wanted to go down and see what was going on with this Raritan issue, because it's been this story I've been following basically since the TheSacNews started on June 23, 2007. Wow. 4 years it's going on this month.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I didn't do it.
I still haven't gotten my giant check.
And I missed out. I didn't get the big.
You missed out on.
I didn't get the big fights. I didn't get the faces. I didn't get any of that.
That would have definitely been the better.
So all it is hearsay at this part. So what happened tonight at the Auburn City Council? And this is so weird. I don't know if this is even legal for him to do. I think it might be.
Yeah.
They had 4 people. 2 of them were firemen. According to the city clerk, the city attorney said that the firemen had to abstain from voting on this issue. Do you remember the issue?
The issue was whether or not they could use the meeting room for their parties,
and for free. That's kind
free.
of a biggie. So the city, according to the city clerk, the city attorney said that they had to abstain. These 2 firemen. There were 2 other city council people there that weren't firemen, and it was the 2 firemen against the 2 city council people. I mean, the city council doesn't want him to do it. The mayor specifically doesn't want him to be able to use it for free, and these 2 city councilmen don't want him to use it for free. So they had a vote of 2, which I'm not even sure how that works. And like the other 2 councilmen were forced to abstain. You have to abstain. Which, I don't know. It seems weird to me that you can be compelled to do something. You should abstain. It's the right thing to do. The point they made is that they vote on the budget for the fire department without abstaining. I don't know. I think if I were them, I would have voted no and just seen what happened.
Yeah.
Although, For all I know, that could lead to an ethics charge. I don't think I'll bet you that issue's not done yet.
Oh, no.
I'll bet you anything. You know, another thing at the Auburn City Council tonight, there's a property they have on the south side of town that they want to try to develop into a commercial property. No, I'm sorry, into housing. They want to get more housing going on, and they want to get this property going. So they hired an engineer to come out and do a chemical analysis of the ground to see if they even want to consider this piece of property on the south side of town to build houses on. While your eyes are glazing over, woo! I think it might be time to call it a day for this little this little cast.
It is getting pretty late.
You got anything else that happened tonight at your meetings that you want to talk about?
Not really.
Okay, well, hey. This is Curtis Blaze.
This is Alex Barnes.
You've been listening to Attack of TheSacNews.com. You know, before you go, I'd really like you to consider tonight going to Amazon.com and buying something.
Through the banner on the Sac City News website.
Doesn't matter if it's shower shoes, shaving cream. You come up with internet, buying internet. I want to buy the internet.
I said hairnet.
Oh, hairnet.
Hairnet.
Every single purchase you make.
You should go to Amazon.com through the Sac News website banner to buy your own internet.
Every single purchase you make, Alex. Every single one you make.
Everyone? Every single one?
You puts money in our grubby little hands.
That's amazing.
I know. Isn't Amazon amazing? And you know what? Father's Day's coming up.
It is.
Are you getting anything for your dad?
I really should consider it.
Me too.
Yeah.
So, what we're saying here is that if you're going to go to Amazon anyway, and you're going to buy something anyway,
why not just do it through our banner? It's right there. Click it.
Hey, we'll see you tomorrow night for Attack of the Sac News, episode 4. We've still got a lot to talk about.
Yes, we do.
Sac City hired someone for almost $2 million, and we're going to find out who that is. Maybe they hired someone. And, oh, man, I hate to be that guy. But I'll just tease this out. There was a fight at the Wall Lake City Council tonight. I'm going to tell you about it tomorrow. See ya.